Chinese company leaves Muslim tracking facial recognition database exposed online.
Here's a summary of the article.
One of the facial recognition databases that the Chinese government is using to track the Uyghur Muslim population in the Xinjiang region has been left open on the Internet for months, a Dutch security researcher told ZDNet. The database belongs to a Chinese company named Senslets, which according to its website provides video-based crowd analysis and facial recognition technology. Yesterday, Victor Javert, a well-known security researcher that made a name for himself in the past few years by finding leaky MongoDB databases, did what he does best and found one of Senslets' MongoDB databases that had been left exposed online without authentication. There are numerous reports of human rights abuses carried out by Chinese authorities in Xinjiang, such as forcing the Uyghur Muslim population to install spyware on their phones, or forcing some Uyghur Muslims into re-education camps that Uyghur Muslims living abroad have described as forced labor camps. The researcher said that during the past 24 hours a stream of nearly 6.7 million GPS coordinates were recorded, meaning the database was actively tracking Uyghur Muslims as they moved around. Not knowing what he found at the time, Javert reported the exposed database to its owner, the Chinese company, which secured it earlier today, blocking access from non-Chinese IP addresses using a firewall rule. The most common conclusion is that Senslets is a government contractor, helping authorities track the Muslim minority, rather than a private company selling its product to another private entity.
This post received a score of 28,225, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
This technology is already all over China. Called the Skynet or something. Xinjiang became a guinea pig in testing out surveillance technology after 7.5.
Facial recognition for religion?
Facial recognition.
Mr. Tyson, is that you?
Yup, ith me, Mike Tyson.
That at the fenthive. I ended that you deadeth.
The most pathetic part is that the Muslim majority countries are all completely silent on this. I guess even solidarity goes out the window when money is involved.
There's been criticism from Turkey, Indonesia and Malaysia, but criticism across the board has been pretty muted. Even the EU and the International Criminal Court, which usually have things to say when it's Africans and Arabs, have been silent. Remember when European countries came together and swore never to let something like Hitler or Jew death camps happen again? Good times, good times.
I think the implication of that was in Europe, at least. I don't know if they have the capability to go stomping around half the world away on the second most powerful country.
The Chechnyans are locking up and killing gay people. Europe does shit about it.
You realize Chechnya is Russia? We'd have to start a nuclear war.
Economic sanctions for Putin's buddies. Take away their EU citizenships, their Italian villas, their UK real estate, stop Nord Stream 2, etc. You're pretty naive if you think a single bullet has to be fired to stop this shit.
And Russia will idly sit by during sanctions?
Russia's response to the last round of sanctions, stop Americans from adopting Russian children. In other words, Russia has no answer to sanctions. Russians will be forced to stop their behavior, they have no other choices unless of course they decide to isolate themselves further by unplugging from the global internet and disconnecting from the global financial system, aka the North Korea approach.
The world's afraid to really acknowledge this. If we did as an international community, we may have to actually do something about it.
Do what? The US does nothing about China or Russia and probably can't. Best they can do is invade another Middle Eastern country to fill their quota.
Is the US responsible to cure all of the world's ills? This isn't a US problem any more than a Uruguay problem. It's a problem that presents issues worldwide.
As an Uruguayan, I can tell you, I don't give a shit.
Fuck off Suarez.
Fuck off Chetri.
Was it by accident or by accident? I mean, they're actively trying to stamp out Islam. I don't think they'd be all that concerned if some Muslim people had their identities, etc., exposed and stolen.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.